Today, we'll be staying at 3 of the best hotels in Japan's imperial capital of Kyoto. From the hotel the Mitsui in the center of the city right by Nijo Castle, to the Park Hyatt Kyoto out in Higashiyama, all the way to the Roku Kyoto at the northern outskirts of the city. We'll be comparing these 3 luxury properties in all of the ways that matter, from the rooms to the breakfast to the on-site facilities. And let's start right here at the Mitsui Hotel. Welcome here to the deluxe suite at the hotel the Mitsui in Kyoto. We got upgraded to this suite and I have to say, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Here's the living area right here, and there's also a desk over here to the side along with the TV. This suite is facing the city, so there's these bamboo stalks over here for some extra privacy, although the hotel also has even better views facing directly to Nijo Castle if you're lucky enough to get one of those views. Coming over here from the living room now, this is the master bedroom. It's actually a pretty open space. Again, city views over here, king-size bed, super comfortable night of sleep, and there's also a second TV facing on this side too. And if you ask me, my favorite thing about the deluxe suite, this closet's really nice, but the best part is definitely the bathroom. Come through this sliding door, you've got right here double sinks and a fantastic polished marble surface that I'm totally in love with. Coming through this way, the bathrooms over here, you've got your standard Japanese style toilet that opens up. And then coming through this way, it's the single wet room for both the shower and the bathtub. There's an entire television in here for you to watch while you're taking a bath. So decadent, so luxurious. Now that we've wrapped up the deluxe suite here at the Mitsui Kyoto, I really like it, but I'm feeling curious what the rooms over at the Park Hyatt and the Roku are gonna compare like. Alright, welcome now to the king room with view here at the Park Hyatt Kyoto. Now this is just a room, not a suite. We didn't get the upgrade, but it's still quite nice. Right here we're entering the bedroom. You've got the king-size bed, this kind of sitting area. There's a couch and a chair. No real desk, no real area to work, just a place to hang out. Of course, the best thing about this room is going to be the views, but we're going to come back to this later. First, let's head over to the bathroom to check it out. Also marble countertops. This one's shiny rather than polished stone. I do love the double sinks and the mirror though. Coming in here, you've got the toilets on this side, Japanese style smart toilets, and then through these doors, another Japanese style wet room with both the shower and the bathtub. Now this king room with view is actually one of the higher categories of guest rooms, just below the suites. And that's because these views of Kyoto and of course of the courtyard in front of us here are extremely impressive. So we've checked out the rooms at the Mitsui and the Park Hyatt so far. Probably I like the Mitsui better because they gave us a suite, but the Park Hyatt's not bad either. Let's go check out the Roku. Welcome to the Roku Kyoto, which is part of Hilton's LXR Hotels and Resorts. It's a beautiful property, but let's take a look at the rooms. On this day, we were assigned the Garden King room, and it's actually a pretty peculiar layout. You've got the bedroom with a king-size bed, and over on the near side of the room, there's the mini bar, but you may notice that the overall shape of the room is a little bit narrow. And that's because the bathroom is actually a very thin strip, with a rain shower in the middle, flanked by 2 sets of double sinks on either side, all arranged in this long hallway-like shape. There were, however, 2 redeeming qualities about the room. One is the outdoor garden, which is a beautiful and serene place to spend time in the mornings. I do think this outdoor garden here and the outdoor king room at the Roku Hotel is really quite special. It's a nice place to spend time in the mornings, sip your coffee. And the other redeeming quality is actually quite impressive, and it does explain the room's peculiar layout. But we'll come back to this later, and you're gonna see why. For now, let's take a look at one of the most important elements of staying at a luxury hotel. After getting a good night's rest and waking up, it's time to go for a nice breakfast in the restaurant. And how did the 3 properties compare in this regard? Alright, we're at the hotel the Mitsui here in Kyoto, ready to try the Japanese breakfast. Let's dig in and give it a go. Now the Mitsui serves up a choice of Japanese or Western breakfast, and naturally we both went for the Japanese bento box. It was a delicious set plate that tasted just as good as it looked, and I particularly enjoyed the miso cod main dish that came with a soy sauce on the side that you could drizzle on top. What's more, there was a fantastic assortment of side dishes and either rice or congee to go along with your meal, along with a warm and soothing bowl of miso soup. And throw in the delicious mango smoothie that I had along with freshly baked croissants being passed out, and I'd say that the Mitsui Kyoto's breakfast was definitely top-notch. All finished with breakfast here at the Mitsui Hotel. It was really delicious, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what the Park Hyatt and the Roku are like. Breakfast here at the Park Hyatt Kyoto is going to be the Japanese style from the Kyoyamoto restaurant here on site. It's a really nice kaiseki restaurant that serves dinner as well as breakfast for the hotel guests. Now it looks like we've got individual courses and we're going to go course by course. I can't wait to give it a try. Now the Park Hyatt also served up an elaborate set plate for breakfast, arguably outdoing the Mitsui in terms of the number of items presented. There was also a customary bowl of miso soup and rice, and although I'd say that the quality was on par with what I had at the Mitsui, I'd still rank the Park Hyatt in second place, if only for the reason that they actually charge extra for their Japanese breakfast compared to the Western breakfast that's included as a benefit for top-tier elite members. But I'd have to say that when it comes to breakfast, both the Mitsui and the Park Hyatt far outperformed the Roku Kyoto, because at this resort, the breakfast I had was rather bare bones in comparison. The portion size of the main fish course was definitely on the smaller side. The taste was still pretty good, but I'd have to say that when it comes to quantity and variety, the Roku's got some catching up to do compared to other top hotels in the city. And now that we've looked at the rooms and the breakfast, let's take a look at the on-site spa facilities, which I expected to be outstanding across all three hotels, given that this is Japan after all, with its prominent bathing culture. Let's start back at the Mitsui, which offers a set of communal thermal baths at the basement level that's just as visually stunning as the rest of the hotel. The thermal baths is basically one large pool divided into several different sections, and there's also two separate jacuzzi pools with steaming hot water, while the rest of the baths has a more moderate warm temperature. Now next door to the spa, you've got the small but well-equipped gym, which is also a beautiful space, and it's got a wide range of exercise equipment for you to work out. The spa and gym facilities, super impressive here at the Mitsui. Now let's go over to the Park Hyatt and the Roku to check those out. Here at the Park Hyatt, I thought the gym was actually even more elegant than back at the Mitsui, with the various workout equipment scattered around, a series of nooks and small spaces down a distinctively Japanese decorated hallway. But at the very end of the hallway would be the highlights of the wellness facilities. You've got a sauna, you've got a steam room, and this just looks super nice. Alright, we're relaxing in the hot baths here at the Park Hyatt Kyoto. I have to say I do like this arrangement quite a bit better. It's got the separate male and female baths. It's fully private, so it's not like a communal bath like over at the Mitsui. And the fact that there's a cold plunge and a hot plunge, it's a really great way to get the blood flowing a little bit, truly maximize the spa experience. It really is quite a luxurious set of surroundings in here, but can't spend too much time here in the hot plunge. Time to pop back over to the cold. Oh man, cold plunge. Okay. Park Hyatt Kyoto Spa. It's really nice. It's the winter so far. Let's go over to the Roku. Now lastly, let's pop back over to the Roku Kyoto, where given how our comparisons in the rooms and breakfast have gone, you'd be forgiven for thinking that the Roku's facilities also don't amount to much. And yes, the gym is fairly standard and the thermal baths don't really stand out besides for the fact that they're outdoors. However, the Roku does have one thing that the other two hotels didn't, and that's an onsen hot spring in the room itself. That's right, here in the Garden King rooms at the Roku Kyoto, you've got a private onsen hot tub all to yourself, complete with natural hot spring water flowing into your room. This was of course where we spent most of our time in the room, and it was indeed a satisfying redeeming factor to the Roku Kyoto, even though other elements of the resort didn't quite match up to the Mitsui and the Park Hyatt. That's really just a game changer for any hotel room, and it really does make this experience at the Roku a little bit more special compared to the Mitsui and the Park Hyatt that we just did. We didn't have an onsen in the room. But despite that little victory for the Roku Hotel, I still think it was the weakest of the 3 Kyoto hotels that I went to. The rest of the property just wasn't that impressive. Number 2 would be Park Hyatt for me. Beautiful property out in Higashiyama, really nice experience in the king room with view as well, but number one would have to be the Mitsui. Gorgeous property, the only property to give us a suite upgrade, and obviously the breakfast and the thermal spa were both super impressive too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch this video next with the ANA Business Class, which is how I actually flew over here to Japan on this trip. I'll see you over in that video, and I'll also see you with more Japan adventures coming soon.